morning, everyone. My name's Kelly DeMori, and I am the Goodwill Northern New England Board Chair. Well, not for long. I'm the outgoing chair. Before I introduce the incoming chair, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. We have a wide variety of folks this year on the meeting, teammates from throughout Goodwill's 3-state territory, donors who have funded our mission, community partners who have helped us expand our work, and volunteers within our mission. I appreciate you all taking the time to hear about Goodwill's last year and to see the faces of those who we work with and work for. Unfortunately, we still find ourselves in a time where it's challenging to be together. We have once again opted for a virtual meeting to ensure we are taking all precautions to keep you and us safe as possible. So we ask for your patience if we have some technical difficulties. We should all be used to that by now. So as I step down after 9 years of serving on the board, I've been reflecting on my time with Goodwill. This organization, and particularly its senior leadership team, is top-notch. In my role as a CPA and in my day job, I work with many businesses and many management teams, and few rival the commitment and the effectiveness of this group. Thank you all for your support during my years as chair. I couldn't have done it without you. And it has been an eventful tenure, working with Rich as a new CEO of a large organization, navigating through a global pandemic, and all while celebrating a once-in-a-lifetime $10 million gift. I guess I have a few things to check off the list there. So thank you for allowing me to serve as chair, and I promise I'm not going far. As I told the board and the ELT during our last meeting, I believe in Goodwill's work, and I'm committed to staying involved to help it grow in whatever way I can. So even though I'm sad to be leaving, I do feel good about handing over the reins to this guy, Pete Grove. Pete joined the board in October 2015 and serves on the Finance and Investment Committees and chairs the Sustainability Committee. Pete has robust experience in the semiconductor industry, engineering, marketing and management, corporate finance, investor relations, tax, cash management, risk management, and capital markets. That's a lot, but as you can tell, he's a smart guy. But he also brings the passion for board work, volunteering, travel, and his wife, children, and grandchildren. We're lucky to have part of his time serving with Goodwill. Pete has helped shepherd us through a challenging time these past couple of years, and I know he'll do an outstanding job as your new board chair. Welcome, Pete.
Thank you, Kelly, for that nice introduction. And thank you so much for your many years of service and leadership here as our board chair, board member, and all you've done for Goodwill Northern New England. Good morning, everyone. It's hard to believe I've been on the board now for 6 years. I've had the chance to meet and work with Rich Kantz, our president and CEO, his leadership team, and many outstanding fellow board members. In fact, I think I've been here long enough to see Rich and all of his leadership team move into their current roles. And during that time, through committee work, as well as through 2 strategic planning cycles, I've gotten to know the agency from many sides. We spent a lot of time talking about managing through COVID, modernizing our stores and retail logistics, developing new and better ways to provide our workforce and healthcare services, expanding partnerships, tackling financial and staffing challenges, and purposefully evolving our sustainability thinking and efforts. I've learned so much over the past 6 years, but the most important thing I've learned is that the heart and soul of Goodwill Northern New England is its dedicated employees and the wonderful service that they provide each day. While COVID has been tough on all of us, I've been impressed with how the Goodwill staff has taken it on. And for the Goodwill staff watching this today, I want to thank each of you for showing up each day, doing your best in whatever job you have here. I want you all to know that the board and I are there to help you in any way that we can. We have hard work with lots of challenges ahead and look forward to working with you, all of you, to push our mission forward. I hope to continue Kelly's work in ensuring our board is engaged and supportive resource for Goodwill's leadership and the entire team to lean on for support and guidance. I'm honored to be your board chair, and I'm extremely happy to be working alongside your CEO, Rich.
Good morning. Thank you, Pete, and thank you, Kelly. I am so fortunate to have had Kelly as board chair when I entered my role as CEO, and now Pete leading the way as Kelly transitions from her new role. Thank you both for everything you have done and continue to do for our Goodwill. Well, like many of you, I sure wish we were together today in person to celebrate what I consider to be one of the best days of the year for Goodwill Northern New England. a celebration of our entire year, our teammates, and the clients we serve. And thank you all for joining us this morning. We've prepared several things for our time together today, and I believe they will serve as a point of reflection after yet another challenging year. I'm so thankful for each of you and how you showed the best of our citizenship behaviors every day. Hard work and commitment through the challenging times have led to so many good days and so many accomplishments, all made possible by you. So let's keep the celebration moving along. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Kelly Osborne, our Senior Vice President of Client Services. Kelly?
Thank you, Rich. At Goodwill Northern New England, the Client Services Division consists of healthcare, workforce, and cleaning. On the healthcare side, we provide everything from residential services, where people live with us 24/7, to brain injury clinics for people who have acquired brain injury, as well as community supports, where we help people get out into the community and learn about what different jobs may look like, or volunteer, or perhaps just have a whole lot of fun. Sometimes we even go to people's homes and provide them with the supports and services they need to be able to continue to live in their own homes. And we provide case management, where people have access to the resources they need to be successful. On the workforce side, we provide a number of services always aimed at helping people gain or maintaining employment. We may provide job coaching for someone who needs that. We may also provide help with things like writing resumes or interviewing skills. But ultimately, what we provide is the opportunity to help people remove the barriers that get in the way of work. Things like finding transportation, making sure that childcare is in place, and having a safe place to live. In the cleaning side, we employ people to clean properties across our 3-state region, both federal and state buildings, as well as private businesses. The individuals we serve are those with disabilities who are working to clean on various sites. These individuals have access to supports and services to ensure that they are successful, and they have the power of work behind them. Today, we get to recognize the Client of the Year for each of these parts of the Client Services Division: healthcare, workforce, and cleaning. It's always difficult to choose. We have so many people who do so much and have such great skills. But today, you're going to learn about 3 people, one in healthcare, one in workforce, and one in cleaning, who have gone above and beyond over the past year. Deborah is the Workforce Services Client of the Year. When Deborah had children, she thought she'd take a little bit of time off work. Well, that turned into 17 years, in which time she lost her vision. When she was ready to rejoin the workforce, Deborah wasn't sure what to do because she'd never had a job while blind. Deborah connected with us through the Division for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and her career advisor set her up with some interviews. But some potential employers were unkind about her blindness. Finally, they found the perfect match for Deborah. Deborah works at the lodge in Wiscasset, where she does laundry. Her support team helped install Braille and other devices to help Deborah navigate the job. The lodge loves Deborah and can't say enough great things about her. Deborah is the Workforce Services Client of the Year.
Hi, my name's Deborah. I currently work here at the Wiscasset Woods Lodge. I work in their laundry area. I've got support from the Goodwill Association. They come in and help me with my job coach, and they helped me with my interviews. I was a client of Vocational Rehabilitation Services, and they connected me with Connie through the Goodwill when I told them that I wanted to go back to work, because it's been 17 years since I've worked. So she's sort of helped me get back into the workforce after such a long time. Honestly, I couldn't take staying home anymore. you can only do so much cleaning and cooking, and because when you're blind you can't really drive anywhere, so there's only so much I can do in the house. So I just really wanted something to give me purpose and give me something to do during the day. No, I had good vision. Like, I actually drove up until about 5 years ago, and that's when they declared me legally blind. And I was like, no, I can still see. But yeah, they described to me that it's a spectrum. You're not completely blind. You could still have quite a bit of vision and be blind. Oh yeah, I had one interview, like, it was total discrimination. He just bombed. He saw my cane, didn't even give me the time of day. And then I just got lucky with this one here. It was kind of hard, other than this one particular job. Honestly, it's because they don't know what we are capable of. I feel like they just see that I'm blind, and they just think that I can't do things. But it's like, I wasn't blind my whole life. I've only been blind 5 years now. So I still have all my skills that I've acquired through life. So now I'm just having to adapt to a different way of doing things. So after staying home for 17 years with my kids, I really felt like I needed a job because, like I said, it gave me purpose. It gives me dignity. Honestly, it gives me an identity as well. I'm not just sitting home. I have a purpose. I have something to come to every single day. And, and they really appreciate that I am coming in every day and I do my work. And I am so grateful for them that they gave me the opportunity to come here, because you don't realize how much you lose of yourself when you sit home day after day after day after day after day and have nothing to do but the normal cooking and cleaning and that kind of stuff.
This year's healthcare client of the year is Patrick. He lives in a Goodwill home in southern Maine. Patrick's a fun guy that loves the Patriots and Pink Floyd, and he also likes riding bikes. Patrick was nominated because in this past year, he's come a long way in developing friendships and positive relationships with his housemates. Patrick's a friendly guy with staff and is always a good sport. This year, Patrick also showed that he is a true hero, which you'll hear about from Patrick in this video.
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I live in a good house. I live in this place. It's very nice. And no one will disturb you. Yeah. And I can bathe anytime I want to. The other people I stay with, they're all friends with me. They got to be. I'm friendly with my friends because they're cool, just like me. Yeah, everybody's nice to me. It's not that they gotta to be, it's because they are. They talk to me and being my friend. They make food for me. A couple weeks ago, he was shocked about something I tried to calm them down, but I had to get people that knew how to calm them down. I had to get the other people to talk to them and stuff to cool him down. He was looking all around, getting ambushed off. He wasn't thinking right. And I tried to calm him down, which I did, and a good job. Yeah. I never done that before. Never. That's why I'm here.
This year's Cleaning Client of the Year is Dawn from Burlington, Vermont. Dawn will tell you it's about time after 41 years working in the federal building. Of his 41 years cleaning the courtrooms and post office, this has been Dawn's most difficult year. Through it all, he still comes in on time every day and finds meaning and community in his work. Thank you for all you do, Dawn.
My name is Don Pleasant. I live in Burlington, Vermont. I worked here at the federal building for about 35, 40 years. I like my job. I've seen a lot of people come and a lot of people go, and I'm still here. I got the 4th floor courtroom. I got the U.S. Attorney's 2nd and 3rd floor, a trash and a recycle. I got the grounds. I police the grounds. I got the post office. I put black wax once a month down on the floor. Pretty much everything. I love my job, I love working, and what am I going to do if I wasn't? I mean, the one day that I missed, I couldn't walk. I mean, it was crazy because I woke up one morning and I couldn't even walk down the stairs to call in. I had to scoot down the stairs to call in, you know, and when something happens to me, everybody knows. I'm always here, you can count on. And, you know, I like it like that, you know. People can count on you and not worry about it. I mean, when my wife passed, it was really, really bad. But then the people, all the pouring in, people cared, you know, and that was a lot. You know, you didn't know how many people cared until that happened, something like that. And it's good. It's been rough. I mean, now I'm alone, I'm by myself. Doesn't bother me. I have a house. You know, I'm dealing with that. I'm taking care of it and my bills, and so I just maintain pretty much. I had different disabilities. I mean, what's your disability? I mean, I'm embarrassed by it, but you know, I mean, I got pride, and they try to take your pride away from you. But you know, my hands. Okay, I lost my fingers here once, you know, and my hand and a snowblower. That was a mistake, but I had time off, but I'm back and I'm working. All kinds of things happen here, you know, so, and I'm still plugging at it, still doing it, so. It gives me a purpose. I mean, if I didn't have a job, I'd be like everybody else out on the street, trying to make ends meet. And I see myself progressing now, you know. I mean, never before did I have a little nest egg to fall back on, and now I do. So it all turning out, you know, up and down, but pretty much up. So, but you know, I'm happy. I'm happy with everything.
Thank you so much, Kelly, and a huge congratulations to Deb, Patrick, and Don. We are so happy to have you as part of the Goodwill family, and we are so proud of all your accomplishments over this past year. As you know, we could not do our work if we didn't have trusted, thoughtful partners who help us serve the communities in which we live, and those who come to us for assistance to achieve and maintain stability in their lives. Partnerships have been and will continue to be core to our Goodwill being able to be a solid and trusted community provider. In fact, it's intentionally designed into our newest strategic framework, and it has been part of our DNA since our beginning so many years ago. We will continue to look to new partnerships as a way to grow our impact. As you all know, we cannot do it alone. To honor our value partnerships each year, we award the Spirit of Goodwill Award during this annual celebration. This specific award celebrates a person or an organization that embodies Goodwill Northern New England's values and pillars of sustainability, as well as the stability of people in our communities. This year, we are so thrilled to present Maine Prison Reentry Network and Bruce Nodden with the Spirit of Goodwill Award. Let's learn a bit more about this partnership.
Most of the folks that we're talking to, substance use disorder or for themselves personally or other people in their family or friends or circle, that's their story.
The common theme you're seeing with your work and collective work.
Yeah, the grant, Bruce's name first came to me as a program manager through one of our career advisors who got called in on a Zoom call to the Maine State Prison. It was introduced to Bruce. It immediately said, you have to reach out and introduce yourself to this gentleman. So immediately reached out, and that was the beginning of something that's blossomed into probably our best referral source for this grant within the Department of Corrections. And then Bruce just incorporated us and brought us into meetings and made sure that we were taken care of with case managers. And then before you know it, we're getting case managers calling us, introducing themselves and wanting to not only introduce us to the potential of a job seeker within the facility, but get us Zoom calls so we can start working with these individuals before they even are thinking about release. So we're doing a 30, 60, 90-day projection. So
just, Jerry's trying to give us credit, but it was such a neat thing to have those first Zoom meetings where we had already kind of talked about this connecting with opportunities grant, and we have men and women that are listening to this and going, okay, what? So we qualify because we've been 27 weeks or more unemployed and we're either directly or indirectly affected by the opioid crisis. And really because they've been incarcerated, they automatically qualify for that portion where they haven't been working. And that's how I qualify. And then you tell them about all the opportunities that are available and the things that can happen. And many of them walked out, the caseworkers told us, they walked out of the meeting going, that can't be. It's too good to be true.
Wow.
And that's why it was necessary for folks from Workforce Solutions to join the meetings and talk about it. And then to actually get to that point where they were enrolling people, registering people, and doing all of that work. And we could sit in while they were doing it. And if the person got kind of caught up on some of the questions, which were not necessarily difficult, but you can understand many of these folks that have been in for 5 or 10 or 15 years, a lot of this stuff is really intimidating and there's a lot of anxiety around it. So they knew that they had somebody that they were familiar with that could sit with them during that process. And then by the time they were done, they were like, wow, I'm enrolled. And once I get out of here, I know exactly where I'm going and I know where I'm going to be connected. It's just, it made our job that much easier and it really kind of increased our capacity. I'm thinking of Justin.
Oh, I'm on the same page. Yeah.
And he has no problem with us saying his name. The neat thing about Justin is he's a guy that I met when he was in jail in Androscoggin County. We were doing a jail ministry about 5 years ago or so, and he ended up at Mountain View Correctional, and he not only was affected by the opioid crisis directly, but he was also somebody who wanted to get into the field of supporting people like him, who had substance use disorder, who had a lot of other challenges, and so anyway, we started talking to him, and we introduced the folks from Workforce Solutions, and most people we meet 4 or 5 times before they leave on Zoom, I think we got up to 8 meetings with Justin before he left, and he had developed a relationship with the folks at Workforce Solutions. So, it was a first name basis, and he knew exactly where he was going when he got out. So he gets out, and just like any reentry, it's not perfect.
Sure, of course.
But soon after he'd been out for a little while, Alex from Workforce Solutions gives me a call and says, "How would you like to have Justin on board with you guys doing on-the-job training? And this grant will pay for him to work for you guys." What? I was another one going. I was another one just like the guys going. This is too good to be true. How can this even be? A guy that I've known for this many years, and he really wants to give back and really wants to do this work. So we started in on this thing, and we exposed him to every part of what the Prison Reentry Network does. He's a pillar of recovery in his community. He's doing all the right things. The teamwork. We jumped into these Zoom meetings together without any prep. We didn't sit around and have these meetings and say, "Oh, you really should say this and you really should say that, and our goal is to do this," or whatever. It was all organic. It was like, we heard about this early on, we knew it was coming, and we invited people, and it was people making connections with other people. And the relationships, that's really what this has been about. So really, for it to be as successful as it has been without any prep and without sitting around in a boardroom, and having a discussion about what it's going to look like, it's beautiful. It's built itself. It's really good.
In a time with so many challenges over the last couple of years, we've also experienced the loss of members of our Goodwill family. We felt it was important to honor our teammates and clients who we've lost, and support those of you who knew them best. Please join me in remembering those who meant so much to us and contributed so much to our teams and mission. Amanda Bernier, Biddeford Store. Lynn Duchette, Kendall Lane. Mike Howell, Agorham Warehouse. Bruce Jordan, Fern Cottage. Michael Peterson, Pride House. Mark Smith, Augusta Workforce. Vincent Thomas, Seabrook Store. Jessica Tibbetts, our Biddeford Store. Doug Woods from our Williston Store. Donna Honan from our Workforce Services. Mark Boston, who is a Goodwill client. And Dave Morrison, a retired Goodwill teammate. You all are very missed. Now, on to celebrating our employees, and more specifically, our Employees of the Year. So many of you spent weeks writing up beautiful comments about your teammates and submitted them as a way to recognize their hard work and all they have done. So check this out. We received 84 nominations from around the agency. 84. That's incredible. Those submitted represented a wide breadth of experiences and time at our Goodwill, from 4 months to 43 years. And these nominees collectively have 954 years of Goodwill service, almost 1 millennium of dedication. That's incredible. Throughout the nomination process, as we received each and every one, we reviewed them, and we noticed that there was a theme. We consistently read words such as amazing teammates, daily displays of citizenship behaviors, and a do whatever needs to get done attitude. This likely sounds very familiar to you. So let's hear from the nominators about why they nominated our Employees of the Year, and more about each winner.
Hey Tanya, just wanted to salute you for all your hard work. Just want to say thank you for being just a great employee, helping out other employees and providing support to colleagues as well as the community. Anytime you're needed, you're there to assist and help. And we can't thank you enough. Such a supportive, kind heart, caring and giving of yourself. So happy to be in your company. And I speak for the team when we salute you and say thank you for all you do.
I nominated Eric for Goodwill's Employee of the Year because he is dedicated to our mission and because he is committed to the health and happiness of the individuals that we serve. It's no secret that residential services has seen its fair share of struggles over the last year. We've had COVID outbreaks and now a staffing crisis. Yet every time, Eric has been the first person to come forward and offer to help. Eric is a role model for his peers. He has this amazing ability to put a positive twist on any situation. And most importantly, he's always kind. Eric, I'm proud to call you my teammate and my friend. Congratulations on being Goodwill's Employee of the Year. You certainly deserve this.
I nominated Stacy Tupper for Goodwill Employee of the Year because she's such an amazing team member. She really embodies all of our citizenship values, and when the organization needed her the most, as we were trying to pick up from COVID and get everything working back the way it was before, she was there every step of the way, helping anybody who asked. She's truly an amazing team member.
I nominated John Case as Employee of the Year. I admire his teamwork, the way he has built a team that doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. I look forward to his candid conversations where he is always willing to share any information he has to help a person grow in their life and in their career. He believes in the citizenship behaviors and upholds them, not because he has to, but because it is just who he is. So I just want to say congratulations, John. Keep the 70s music playing. Keep the corny jokes coming, because you've got this covered. Congratulations.
I am very excited that Patty was chosen to win this award. Patty exemplifies the citizenship behaviors that we all live by here at Goodwill. An example of that would be the celebration day. All throughout all the Goodwill stores happened to fall on the day of her birthday. So not only did Patty work on her birthday, but we had a little celebration outside, and she was present for half the celebration. And in honor of her birthday, we bought her a cake and celebrated her birthday. So it just shows, how important the Goodwill family was to her, and I'm very proud of the fact that she was chosen.
Although the nomination process for next year's winners is nearly a year away, please start thinking about those who make your work life a little better. Those who you see going above and beyond every day. Those who you think deserve to be an Employee of the Year. So when the call for nominations happens next year, you're ready to submit a name or two or three of one of your valued teammates. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm fired up. It happens each year at this event. It's fuel for me, and I hope it is for you too. Thank you all for everything you do each day, and thank you again for joining us to celebrate our goodwill. Be well and have a great day.
Goodwill is more than just a store. When you donate and shop at Goodwill, you do more than just pick up great fashions, kitchenware, and home goods. You help us invest in people who need support to achieve their life and work goals. Becca is a retail associate with a funky fashion sense. She's also a resident at a Goodwill home for those needing 24/7 assistance. With locations across Northern New England, you never know what you'll find at Goodwill. Goodwill is more than just a store. When you donate and shop at Goodwill, you do more than just pick up great fashions, books, and furniture. You help us move 10,000 people into personal stability by 2027. Tom loves theater, and he's a sales associate and donation specialist at Goodwill. Hey, nice looking hat there, Tom. With locations across Northern New England, you never know what you'll find at Goodwill.